Thank you
course, yeah.
so much. Yeah, I think you shared a lot of insights today, a lot of tips that are very useful for parents. We have few childhood education educators here who have joined us today. So I think all of us would have had a lot of takeaways in today's session. And yeah, couple of questions that popped up. To get to know more, and something that you shared regarding daily routine was more intriguing. So daily setting up a daily routine in very young children is not very easy, isn't it? So it's quite challenging.
Yes.
So and the moment you said like book reading time or a bathing time, children can understand what are they up to, and we give them some kind of waiting or getting ready for that particular routine. But isn't that very challenging, to bring that routine in very young children? So if you could share, specific tips on how that is possible, something that is easy to follow for parents as well, because many of the parents are working parents these days. So I think that those suggestions or tips would help them as well.
Of course, Anu, definitely. So it depends. Basically, it depends upon the age of children. Okay, if you have a toddler at home, yeah. So maybe you can have a bath at the in the door. I mean, in your bathroom door, you can have a picture which shows that bath time. And first, I think before everything, modeling every single activity is very necessary for young children. So that's the reason I told you during the slides, the very first time the child doesn't understand them. So once we model them and we keep repeating it again and again and again, for example, if it is bath time, okay, so I keep telling that, okay, sweetheart, it's bath time. Can we pick up your bath towels? Can we pick up your bath rubber duck? Can mama take your shower cap? Are you ready for the bath time? So these kind of uh, vocabularies and doing it again and again every day will help them to slowly understand that when it is bath time, they will look at the actions, whatever you have done, and they will realize, yes, it's bath time. And one more tip I just wanted to share, anything, any transition, for example, before the bath time, the child is engaged in puzzles. We have to give a small hint to a child. Okay, sweetheart, now we are going to finish with these puzzles, and after 10 minutes, we are going to get ready for the bath time. A small hint. So it is like no, it is not that it is a toddler or a school going child or a preschooling child. Let's treat our children as a what to say, a grown up child, and we can very well converse them and have the communication. So when you keep doing this again and again, your child will automatically understand that it is a bath time or it's a meal time or whatever it may be. I hope I'm clear, Anu.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think two takeaways. One, whether you're a parent or you're an educator, you're an adult. Basically, being a role model is very important to bring in any kind of discipline. So that's the first takeaway, from your answer that I could receive. That's fantastic. I think the second one is like, being meticulous in what we do. So, we don't do it just 1 or 2 days. We keep doing it for a couple of days to instill that discipline or routine in children. That's very important. So thank you so much, Miss Lata. And
Yes.
this is taking me to the next thing. Like we spoke about, I think you spoke about how book reading can help, how we begin with flashcards. So we are currently in the digital era. You did talk about how to minimize, the digital exploration, or these days, because how is it going to give too much stimulation for young minds,
Yes.
isn't it? So,
Yes.
how as parents, if I'm an educator, might be I understand the importance of storytelling, or I know how to do it. But for new parents, so how do you think they can begin storytelling at a very young age? So your tips would be of immense help for them.
Yes, Anu, definitely. It's my pleasure to share all this. So when I was sharing all my slides and I was sharing a lot of information, I told parents that when we are doing any course or when we wanted to learn something, or let it be a cooking or a new dish, what immediately we do at the present era, we Google and see what's there, a model, right? So we can take a lot of videos are available in the net to show how to do a storytelling, how to read aloud, what kind of books am I supposed to select for my child. So all these are readily available in the uh, net. That is always there. Another thing is, still there are wonderful books available in the libraries and shops. That is why still libraries are existing in this world. Though we are much ahead in technology, we know we can do everything right sitting in a place. Say now I'm connected with the parents. I've not seen them. I know where are they from, but still we are sharing our thoughts and we are sharing our informations. So technology is somewhere. No, it's just taking off. But the reason why there are libraries and books available, they is like it is a lifetime treasures. Always having a book nearby our side or near to our cot will, it's like no hands-on help for us. So there are a lot of books available in online and shops which will tell you why storytelling is important, uh, how to do it for young children, and all these manuals are available and parenting books are available. Other than this, like the best, which is no very easy, no, you can just pick up a story book. You can stand in front of a mirror and you can just read aloud in the mirror and see how you're doing a storytelling. That is one of the best way to do a storytelling before even starting to your child. Okay, so then you will understand how you're doing a story. If you're not satisfied, then action plan. What am I supposed to do to develop in that skill? Then go and browse and see or read a book and see. Then you will realize that the facial expressions, the tone, the body language, all these are very important for any person to read a storybook to a child. But all these informations on knowledge, we have to gather as a parent. We have to know, learn all this. And in fact, Anu, this is one of the main reason, no, because I personally feel that every parent on this earth wanted to do best for their children, but they don't know how to do it. And that is why I think we always know whenever there is a session or whenever there is a workshop or anything which you wanted to share to parents, we get excited and we try to put everything in just in one session. We are trying to do that. But this is an ocean kind of topic. It's huge. So one day it's not sufficient. So these things will help us to do a how to read a book or storytelling.
Thank you so
And
much, Miss Lata. I think this is one of the main reasons when we had many parents and well-wishers wanting us to share our, expertise or our experience in this journey through the early childhood. We've come up with this webinar series. I'm sure we will have more sessions. It might be exclusively for storytelling, maybe how to do a storytelling.
yes,
Yeah, I think we should be able to do that in our forthcoming webinars as well. However,
yes,
thank you so much for sharing insights on I think you drive before a mirror before doing it with the child. I don't think we used to do that usually, right? So gradually it will take us there, becoming a better storyteller.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And here is one final question that's popping up is about how do we really handle tantrums. So when we talk about setting up routine and book time and providing a lot of engaging learning experiences, the one thing that all the parents or even educators at schools what find it very difficult is to manage challenging behaviors in children, basically as simple as throwing tantrums, not accepting no, like very young children. It is, we feel like they don't understand what we say. So your thoughts on that, and how can
Yes.
this be handled at a very young age?
So once again, this question depends on the age. If the child is very small, it is an infant, then distraction is always the first option. Distracting the child from that environment. Yeah, immediately, no, the child will get distracted. That is one of their trait at very young age. If a child is a toddler or a preschool going child, then if the child shows tantrums, and the first step is like the person next to the child, let it be a parent or a teacher or whomsoever it may be, we will show calmness. We will wait for a few minutes. We will not show any attention. We'll ignore the child, but still we will in the same, we'll be there next to the child, but that action of the child will be ignored by the adult who is accommodated with the child. First thing is ignoring. The second thing is going down to the child's level and saying that I want to talk to you and I'm waiting for it. Sometimes it may take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. First, we have to have that patience. It is challenging because by that time, the child will be yelling, shouting, or rolling down. We'll be waiting. Then, if it goes beyond the limit, then you're putting a stop for it, making the child to stand or a sit, and you come down to the child. Either you sit or kneel down, and now eye to eye contact and asking what the child needs. If the child says something inappropriate, which is not possible, which is not okay, then you will very, in a very calm, disposal, composed manner, you will say, I'm very sorry. That's not going to happen. You will be saying again and again the same thing. Maybe the first day, it's going to be a trauma because the child is not going to stop because you're not allowing it to do, and you're not going to allow it because you wanted to put a full stop on that particular day. Very first time, you're putting your foot down and saying, no, it's not going to happen. So everything, there is a starting point, right? So you have to start from there and same formula. Consecutively, you have to do the same thing whenever the child shows tantrum. One point of time, the child will understand, oh, this is not going to work with my mama. This is not going to work with my papa. Hey, even though I cry or make all this, my mama is not going to accept. Then the slowly, if you, I have seen in my experience, slowly they will know. Though they will be crying, but their voice will come down, but still they will insist that they are crying. That, but the, what to say, the intensity of that tantrum will lower down. That is the first success. We can understand that, yes, they are slowly processing that it's not going to help. The second thing is after this, definitely talking to your child, you will insist that you will very clearly, you will convey the message that mama is or papa is always there for you, but these kind of things is not appreciated in our house. We will put our foot down and say, this is not, instead you talk. How do you feel? What do you want? For example, if a child wants an ice cream, then you can give a solution that, okay, then I think this weekend we can definitely go for a drive and we can have an ice cream. Instead of saying, no, you cannot have it today, you can say, okay, okay, we can have it after 2 days. So saying no and giving another solution or an option, I think that will help the child to process it better. So I think while handling children, we need to get few ideas and clarity how to talk to our children so that our children will listen to us. So these are the areas we, as a parent, we need to acquire few knowledge and what to say experiences. So that's what I said. One single parenting book will have n number of topics inside that, and as a parent or an educator or a teacher, we will gain more knowledge, and we will have a lot of ideas to handle these children. So this is my suggestion, Mrs. Anu.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Lata. I think um, this would have been a purposeful session for everybody who have attended. And I think all the questions, and as you said, it's an ocean. Yeah. So talking about early childhood development doesn't end in an hour. So we are planning for many more sessions, and we would invite more suggestions from our participants as to what kind of topics you're eagerly looking forward. So we will be able to take it further from there. And thank you so much for your valuable time, Ms. Lata, being here today, sharing your pearls of wisdom to everybody. Thanks a lot for all the
Thank you. Thank
participants,
you.
and thank you, Ms. Lata. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, parents. Thanks for your wonderful time too.